पोट येतं आमचं. आता पर्याय एकच आत्महत्या आहे. त्याच्या पलीकडे आमच्याकडे पर्याय नाही. आत्महत्या काही पर्याय नाही. काहीतरी मार्ग काढला पाहिजे.
मी असा फंदा असा तुम्हाला कुठं नाही सांगा, माझ्या घरचे रडून जाईल की असा फंदा बांधून ठेवला मी झाडाला.
परंतु फायदा पण काही नाही. रडून जायचे. घरी कोण कोण असतं? रडू नका दादा, रडू नका. आम्ही आहे ना सोबत. आपण काही ना काहीतरी करू ना, मार्ग काढू.
Hello and welcome everyone to this week's Pulse Maharashtra with me, Vinaya Deshpande. Unprecedented flood situation, a silent crisis is looming on Marathwada, a region known to be the suicide capital due to decades of agricultural distress. The drought-prone region has been struggling to see water now, but since the last few weeks, something unprecedented has happened. Generations which had seen only drought here witnessed massive, sudden rainfall, taking with it not just the crops, but also the livestock and, most importantly, the soil. As per Government of Maharashtra's own estimate, over 1 crore 20 lakh acres of agricultural land has been affected due to floods. Most of the damage has been caused in Marathwada alone, a region which was never prepared mentally or infrastructure wise to handle the floods. Lives were lost, villages were cut off, and crops, which was supposed to be harvested soon, suffered damages. The cattle was dead overnight. As Panchanamas have started and the government has sought a substantial package from the center, as opposition holds Chakka Jam protests in different parts, a silent crisis is looming. The farmers' suicide prevention helplines have started ringing yet again. Desperate farmers are reaching out for help, speaking of their grievances. The Warkaris have decided to hold Haripat or spiritual sermons in each village to convince farmers from taking the extreme step. This week, we bring to you the farmers' voices and try to understand what the unprecedented situation means for a region like Marathwada, which hardly ever saw floods. I have with me Vinaya Khegana, a youth from Maharashtra who says that he has started India's first suicide prevention helpline, which is dedicated exclusively to the farmers and which works exclusively for prevention of suicides among farmers. For the last 8 years, he has been working all across the state, primarily focused around Marathwada and Vidarbha, which have seen farmers' suicides due to a lot of agrarian distress. In fact, he claims to have founded something called the Shivar Pyramid model of farmers' suicide prevention, which is a three-tier system which is meant for prevention, rehabilitation, and sustainable solutions for farmers' suicide. Vinaya Khegana, thank you so much for joining the Hindu on this show. Today, we are speaking about how farmers' distress is increasing because of the floods, unprecedented situation. So, I want to begin this by asking you, what is it that you're getting calls for now? And since the time we have seen floods in Marathwada, how many calls has your helpline received?
Yeah, thank you so much for invite me on the Hindu. Basically, last 7 days we got 3,003 calls from the 27 districts of the Maharashtra, and basically in Marathwada around 1,900 plus calls in the 7 districts of the Marathwada. Basically, these calls are coming about their cows, buffaloes problems which run out from the because of the floods and the soil conditions which impacted because of the flood and the heavy rainfall. Majority of the crisis is there. The government, the loan crisis, which declared by the uh, government help, and basically many problems about the reaching about the resources and the challenging of the rainfall around their farming system. uh, in Maharashtra or specific Marathwada areas, some villages and districts currently also in flood-like situations. Some villages the underwater, and the many farms is also in the underwater situation. The farmers saying about their problem about the loan issues because of this crisis. The in next 2 to 3 weeks, they're ready to harvest their crops from the farm, but because of this situation they are not getting these crops, and which impact on their economical immediately crisis. Next 2 weeks we have the Diwali, and this is very big festival in Maharashtra which celebrated, and this is a very closely impacted on their mental health because of farmers not getting that money, and day to day life their debit is increases. Um and that many education, health, their marriages of the children's, the many issues are come across under. And as you said, Shivar derived one intervention model. It is agro psychosocial intervention model.
But
We
Vinayak, if
observe
I may ask you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if I may ask you, you have been providing mental health, uh, relief to farmers. You have been attending to their queries for the last 8 years. How different are these calls that you're getting right now from the calls that you have been attending to, particularly because Marathwada has traditionally been a drought-prone area?
correct. Last 8 years, problems of the farmers and currently problem of the farmers is very different ways. Uh, Currently, problems is about the immediate impact, and they needs immediate relief or the help from the anyway the government, NGOs, or the individuals levels, because more than 90% farmers are impacted by their livelihood. The day-to-day food also they're not available because it is everything is run off by the flood, uh, and many things, many farmers are waiting for their next pay with the crop thing, which next within the 2 or 3 weeks they are selling in the market. But nowadays it is impacted and is very uncertain. They are not seen this like situation last 3 to 4 decades, and this situation is more impacted on their mental health because they're not accepting this like a situation, and they are not ready to handle this situation to how to cope up or how to get with the solution. uh, this is the main problem we are facing currently.
If I may get it right, Marathwada or Vidarbha have been traditionally known to be drought-prone regions, and that is why we have seen high suicide rates. What you also spoke about right now is the fact that farmers have themselves in their lifetimes not seen flood situation like this. How unprecedented is it? What are the farmers telling you with respect to this sudden rainfall and so much of flood, something that they've never seen in their lives?
They are sharing about the climate change impact indirectly. uh, the rainfall in the one day only, the 200 million and more, which is they are not ready, or they're not planned about to how to handle with this like of a rainfall is suddenly happen in their farm or the villages. And accidentally, if any rainfall is stopped or remain in their locality, but because of the uh, uh, runaway of the run of the river, they not manage well, or the disaster management capacity, the villages also, and as the farmers, they don't have the capacity building about the how to handle this situation. And because of that many farmers don't aware about to the more this crisis impacted and the animals. we see uh, the minimum 10 animals, the cow and buffalo, to the 45 is the bigger one farmers losses their animals in this flood situation. The evening, the night, the animals are in the out of the house, and suddenly in the night, the water is fulfilled with the mm, in their animals, and they died in the evening. This situation is the not a common situation or not ready to handle or accept by the farmers and the villages. This more impact on their overall livelihood and the ecosystem of the rural Maharashtra.
After attending to
Basically,
thousands of calls, what do you think is the need of the hour? That is the urgent need.
current situation, they have the mental support, they have the platform or the any person which listen their the problems. uh, they don't have need immediately solutions, but they need only support system which understand their problem and to communicate with the ecosystem and give him the relief with the mental health support, as well as the minimum 1000 to 5000 rupees for their livelihood support, and the how to go how to manage this situation with the sustainable solution, or what is the next next 6 month plan for the farming things. They are thinking many ways to lives in this situation. Many farmers are trying to suicide, but that before they are calling to the Shivar helpline, and we are addressing their problems. Around 45% of farmers are high distress situations.
Vinayak Hegana, thank you so much for your precious time. If I may tell our viewers, Vinayak Hegana's helpline, Shivar helpline, has been working with thousands of farmers to prevent suicides. Till now, in these years, they have said that they have prevented close to 200 suicides among farmers in Marathwada and Vidarbha. And right now, several people who know of their work are also contributing towards Shivar helpline in order to make sure that the farmers in distress get some help. Thank you for watching, and do stay tuned to the Hindu for further coverage on Maharashtra's flood situation and the impact of after flood situation, particularly in Vidarbha and Marathwada, where thousands of farmers and lakhs of acres and lakhs of hectares of farmland has been affected. Thank you for watching.